Anthony Joshua has triggered the rematch clause with Andy Ruiz Jr. This is the Battle Camp. Please hit the subscribe button. You find it in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Eddie Hearn has tweeted the following. After meetings with AJ, Rob McCracken, and the management team in NY, we have today triggered the contracted rematch clause with Andy Ruiz Jr. The fight will take place in November, December at a venue to be confirmed shortly. And the first response is it you beats AJ's dad on the undercard. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But so my initial thoughts on the fact that they've triggered the rematch clause. So this is, to me, one of two things. Firstly, either there definitely was something wrong with AJ and the team know what went wrong. The team have a game plan in place on how to fix what went wrong. And the team are confident that if AJ was to fight Andy Ruiz again, the result would be different. So they've triggered the rematch clause. I think that's a possibility. The other possibility is, and this is just me speculating, this is just me being a conspiracy theorist for the day. I don't know how long they have to trigger the rematch clause. Is it 1 week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? Is it 4 weeks? I don't know. But what I do know is Andy Ruiz Jr. now is the heavyweight champion. He's got 3 different title belts, and those 3 title belts are kind of belts for 3 different governing bodies, and these 3 different governing bodies will all have their own kind of processes in place to pick a mandatory challenger for Andy Ruiz Jr. or for whoever the champion is, whoever the belt holder is, and in this case it's Andy Ruiz Jr. So I don't suppose they have a very long time to trigger this rematch clause. Now, the reason I'm saying this is perhaps there was nothing wrong with AJ. Perhaps training camp went swimmingly. There were no concussions in camp. There was no panic attack backstage. Perhaps everything just went as it was supposed to go. And they've just triggered this rematch clause because they have a time limit to do it within. And the November-December date that they've given as a placeholder is quite far away, so it gives them enough time to effectively cancel the fight. It gives them enough time to say AJ suffered an injury in camp, so for that reason we won't be able to do the rematch, and so now we've run out of time and Andy Ruiz Jr. can go on and fight whoever he wants. It might just be an exercise to buy some time for them to sit down and work out what is the next move that we're going to make. Are we going to go through with this rematch? Are we going to get, is AJ getting a new trainer? What needs to change? Is AJ going to try and lose some of that muscle? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If there was nothing wrong in training, if there was no panic attack, if there was nothing wrong whatsoever, and he just got beat, he just got battered, then they need to reevaluate things, because they can't do the same thing over again and risk the same result happening, because that would be a disaster for Anthony Joshua. That would genuinely be a disaster for him. So I suppose that's just my thought on this triggering of the rematch clause. And I've been wanting to react to the reaction of Anthony Joshua's defeat over the last few days, but I haven't had the opportunity because I've been busy. I'm busy. No time for time wasters. Because I started a new job, and that's been taking up my time, so I haven't had the opportunity to fuck about on YouTube as much as I have wanted to. But I just feel like people are really overreacting and speaking on a load of speculation and conspiracy theories. It's come out that this Peter Fury comment about AJ suffering a panic attack, that was all a load of bollocks. This concussion, the talk of this concussion happening in training camp, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. I have no idea. But people just seem to be on either side of that fence. Either they believe it was true or they don't. There's not a lot of people saying, I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? The only things that I can comment on is, one, it was obvious that Anthony Joshua's old man was pissed off with Eddie Hearn, but we don't know why he was pissed off. We don't know whether it was a case of, there was this quote unquote panic attack in the changing room, and Eddie Hearn kind of, because Eddie Hearn, I'm gonna say Eddie Hearn forced AJ to fight, but you can't force, there's no way you could have forced him to fight. I'm sure he could have said, "Oh man, look, there's all these people here. It's going to be difficult to tell them now that the fight's not happening with so much on the line. Big, all this hoo-ha about an American debut and all of that bollocks." He could have been but then again, AJ's old man could have been pissed off because in his head, he doesn't really know much about boxing, and in his head, he thought, "Oh, Andy Ruiz would be easy," and he's blaming Eddie Hearn for putting Andy Ruiz in the ring with AJ. Does that make sense? We can't just draw the conclusion we want that supports the agenda we have. Because it seems to be a lot of Anthony Joshua fans basically trying to come up with excuses. And at this point, there's no excuse until someone like AJ comes out and tells us. Do you know what I mean? Until someone actually speaks up and says, "This is what happened, and I'm not making excuses for losing, but this is why I didn't perform to the level that I should, that I can," basically. Because, like I say, a lot of people now are basically telling us how crap Anthony Joshua is, how he hasn't got a gas tank, how he hasn't got a chin, how his fundamental boxing skills haven't improved since he turned pro. It's the same guy that before he lost to Andy Ruiz, people were saying how he's got the best boxing resume in the heavyweight division. He's faced the toughest opponents in the heavyweight division. One thing that I do know is having a bad gas tank and fucking having a concussion and getting knocked about in the ring, those two are related. The amount of times you see fighters, once they're hurt, their energy, which is pretty obvious, goes down with it. Do you know what I mean? You see in MMA all the time, people that are known for having a good gas tank, once they're hurt, that gas tank is empty. It's almost like Street Fighter when, your fighter's getting battered, he gets tired and the energy bar goes down. But his gas tank might be related to the fact that he just got beat up. He just got beat up fair and square. Let's not forget that people do have bad days in the office. People do have bad nights. And before this fight happened, there was genuine talk about Andy Ruiz having these fast hands. That's what everyone said. He's got fast hands. He's not going to be a walkover. It's not going to be a pushover. It's not going to be an easy fight. Any kind of pundit whose opinion I value, they all said this. The Carl Frochers of the world, I just kind of ignore when he kind of breaks down a fight beforehand. Johnny Nelson, I kind of ignore when he breaks down a fight. But the people that know boxing and the people that were kind of looking at this fight, they were saying that AJ should win, but it's not going to be a walk in the park for him. So I suppose I what I'm trying to say is they definitely, that was definitely a flat performance by AJ, but it might have just been nerves, who knows what it was. We can't say for certain that he had a definite medical condition, such as a concussion in training camp or a panic attack before he fought. But it was a strange performance by him. And let's hope that they have put their finger on what it is. Whether he did have a concussion or a panic attack, or whether training camp went the best way it could have. Let's hope that they kind of know, all right, this is what we need to correct. A lot of people have been getting on Rob McCracken's back, but from that tweet that Eddie Hearn posted, it sounds like Rob McCracken's still going to be firmly in AJ's corner. I don't really have an opinion on that, because I don't really know boxing to a higher technical level where I can say, no, Rob McCracken's a wrong guy and he should go with this trainer, because I couldn't even name a trainer that would potentially be better than Rob McCracken. And the final thought, I suppose, is if AJ is to come back and win these belts, I think potentially it would make a a fight with Wilder easier to make, because now this kind of 60-40 where they were stuck at, I don't think it's not valid anymore, is it? Especially if Wilder goes out there, beats Luis Ortiz and beats Tyson Fury. I think at that point, then the shoe would be on the other foot, and Deontay Wilder would be demanding 60-40 in his favour, and AJ would then turn around and say, "Well, hold on, I'm the money man. The DAZN are the ones that are backing me, not you, mate." But anyway, that's a whole different story for another day. Let me know what you guys think. Put your comments below. Put your comments below. Don't forget to like this and share this, and I'll speak to you guys on the next one.